Hmm. Good night. Good night. Blessed be to the unification of Africa. See, we as a people, as African people, we have become builders of building. We building up different nations. We've been spread. We have been spread all over the globe. Some of us in the motherland, some of us in the Western world. And we are building other system. Yes, we are building up other people's system, and we refuse to build up our own nation. Why do we refuse as African people to build up our own house? Before we start even building our nation, you must first build up the people. If the people are malnourished physically and spiritually, how do you expect to have a strong and independent nations? See, a man once say a couple words that inspire me deeply. True leaders sacrifice themselves for the people. Puppet leaders sacrifice the people for their own selfish desires. We need to start building up each other. With all the issue coming out, we as African people, a lot of us are becoming conscious of what's happening in the trap that they has put us in. Africa once was great, at the apex. Many came to Africa for knowledge. Africa was at the peak, the birth of civilization. How did Africa fall? If we as African people are so intelligent, if we are so potent, so powerful, and all other races came from black. Study is here to show that black people was here before any other race. In the color spectrum, you can get all colors from black. At the end of the day, how did Africa fall? You see, this that we got, that we speak, it is very powerful. They teach us how to spell, and when we learn to spell, we cast spell on each other. We use our own mouth to bring us down, bring down each other. Instead of we saying Africa not going to rise, black people ain't going to unite. Instead of calling each other workless, no good, we speak all kind of ill manner words against each other's. Why don't we make a change? See, first the oppressor got to instill a program in us that is self-destructive. Teach us, they beat that within us, to hate each other. Even when some of us do not know that it's stemmed from self-hate, it is self-hate. Some of us feel so broken because every other people come and use us. And when we feel like we don't got the power to challenge them, we look in our own race to challenge each other. Why are so many guns in the black neighborhood? How can we fight a system that enslave us with their own guns when they are the one who supplies all the ammunition, all the guns? No. Some of our black leaders, true leaders that came back then, gods and goddesses that came with the spirit of justice to teach us how to be strong. They wasn't creating followers. If you got a nation of followers, anybody could come and lead them and teach them. Our leaders need to make a nation of leaders, not a nation of followers. If you got a nation of leaders, they cut off one head, you got a million more heads. so they cannot conquer us. I'm going to tell you this. I'm living in the United States and some people say America is good. You see, I'm a young prince in exile, working. See, I create my own narrative. They want to call us slaves. I do not see myself as a slave. I do not accept a label from the oppressor to see myself as a slave. I'm a young prince in exile. Yes, not yet to be a king, not fit yet fit to be a king because of the misguided education that is forced upon me as a young prince, because they do not want me to know who I am. And every time we as African people are waking up to consciousness, they try to force us a slave mentality on us. Some of the program is so deep in our brothers and sisters that they will defend the system for the oppressor. We are a strong people, but first we need to understand. If the white man, some people think that the white man fear you when you got guns. No. They give the guns because they know that they are the one who supply guns. But see, we are a spiritual people. We as African people, we all know. Some of us are yet to know that they are spiritual people. And we connected to the source. The divine could download information within us. Why you think they always forcing program on us? Because we as African people, we learn fast. Even when you don't know, we are learning fast. That's why they got a system. If you don't believe, they always got a system set up to surveillance our black people live. Why you think that? Because they know that we are intelligent. That's why they build their schools to always make sure that they instill their program. Because if we should know who we truly are, they cannot come instill their program into us. So they try to grow us in the wrong way. And when they grow us, they got a place to judge us. They're building up more penitentiaries to put black men in. Get black men to be reactionary. You got a system that go around and antagonize the black man. When the black man ain't looking to pick up guns or be in the street, and they got intelligence, they target them and try to make them the victim to aggravate them to pick up guns. If you feel walking around in paranoia, what you think will happen? If you keep on walking around in paranoia, it's like a chess game. They already made the plan and say, okay, aggravate them. You got a system to aggravate the black man and then force them into gun violence when they already teach us black against black. So that's why you hear a lot of black killing blacks. And the billionaires at the top, what do you think the billionaires do? They sponsor and promote black violence. Why do you think when you watch some of these gangster movie or listen to gangster music, you see all those guys coming from the ghetto? They got big cars, fancy homes. It's like they got everything that you think is going to make everything better. But that's not it. That's just a trap. If we got true leaders, this won't be happening to us as African people today. When black leaders came, some of them don't got guns. They came with intelligence, wisdom, and the system was terrified. Why? Because when you got intelligence, you could see the plan of the oppressor and you could lead your people back to the right path. We need to stop giving our power to a system that's going to always oppress us and keep us at the bottom. Right now, look on how many of our black brothers and sisters bleaching away their pigment to fit into this Western society because they say you are too dark. To get accepted, you got to be more light. Even to be a star, you got to lighten your skin